This is an opportunity. You can make some great buys. Target those sellers that are been on market 30 days or more, and you can buy a home that is at today's prices and yesterday's rates by using a private lender. Private loans have been around for a long time. We saw buyers start to seek out private loans during the bubble the last couple of years when they had to compete against cash buyers, because private loans are often seen as good as cash. That's a positive to private loans. Also, a little history, typically private lenders only loan to investors on a short-term basis. The rates tend to be higher. However, what has happened is that lately, because the market shift is so hard, investors have stopped borrowing the money from the private lenders. So the lenders need to keep their money moving, and they've begun offering private loans to owner-occupied buyers for very reasonable rates that are lower than what we're seeing from institutional banks right now. What is a private lender? Private lenders are often individuals who have cash that they are willing to lend to someone to purchase a home. They can also be accredited high net worth groups, but typically, and for our purposes, we're not talking about those organizations. We're talking about individuals who are loaning money to home buyers. So how do you find these guys? How do you find these people, guys or gals? They're all around you. One way to do it is go to real estate groups, organizations. You're going to find them at where landlords meet. You're going to find them at real estate investing groups. We have found the majority of our home buyers who have found private loans ask at a family event. They just ask. It's got to put word out. Private lenders really vary from institutional banks, where they want their money back. Like, that is their money. They are lending you their actual cash. These folks deeply care what happens to the money. It's an entirely different situation, and you have to look at the private lender as a business partner. And they're looking at you as a business partner, and they're going to qualify you differently, in all likelihood, typically, than a traditional bank or institutional bank will, because their concern is that you can pay them back. So there's one of the benefits that we've seen is that they have some flexibility with loan requirements, and that can benefit some buyers. Some best practices with working with a private lender. I always recommend consulting with an attorney. I would want to have an attorney look through the contract, look through the loan documents, and an attorney is who you would want to ask your questions to. So that would be well worth the few $100s to do at least a consult with an attorney. Yeah. So what we're seeing with the private lenders is they want to keep their money moving, and they don't want to have their money in the bank. So they've turned to lending to individuals for owner-occupied. And if the real estate market continues down the path that it's likely to continue for the next 6 to 36 months, this is likely an option that we're all going to have to become very familiar with. Anyone with parents who bought in the 70s and 80s, talk to them. They likely did either a private loan or owner financing, which is a different version of a private loan. So these are typically fairly good loans to do. It's a good way to get into a home, and there are safe ways to do that. There are ways to protect you. That's why I hear advice to go consult with an attorney. That's an option to consider. If this interests you, do your research, and I wouldn't rule it out. I think that, as this market progresses, is an opportunity to purchase a home, especially if you have to buy right now in this market at a reduced rate, especially if you follow our other video that we're posting on if you have to buy right now. This is in the series of if you have to buy right now, here's some tools to do it wisely and to protect yourself financially. This is an opportunity. You can make some great buys. Target those sellers that are been on market 30 days or more, and you can buy a home that is at today's prices and yesterday's rates by using a private lender.